Okay, so I'm going to score the base here with a little bit of water. All right, and then I'm going to score the coil that I made with a little bit of water. And I'm going to attach this coil very carefully, starting on one end and pinching it around. To the other end. And then I'm just going to attach it by pinching it down on the interior as well. Now it's not exactly even. I'm going to have to remove some of the clay probably with my needle tool. But the idea is I can throw a foot with some wet clay on my form. So I'm going to add a little water to it. I'm going to be careful not to get it all over the clay that I have on here. But I have to kind of center it. And then once I pull it up a little bit and make it a little more even, I think I'll try to trim off my extra clay. I think I need a little bit of a straight edge here, so I'm going to use the edge of my rib. Probably shouldn't use the serrated rib, but I'm using the flat side of it. All right. And now I'm going to take my needle tool and remove a little bit of this clay. All right, so this is how you would also cut off the lip of your pot. You kind of hold your left hand, you pinch between your thumb and your index finger, and you rest it on the lip of the pot or the foot of the pot. And then to remove it, I'm going to sort of take my needle tool and gradually push it in so that I feel it here with my index finger. When it's cutting all the way through, it'll start to get loose, and I'll lift up that ring. Okay, and then I can save that to wedge again. All right, I might have to do that again because my clay wasn't quite that even. But again, now here, this is the same thing you do on the lip of your pot. You just want to compress and pinch it and make it nice and even. All right, and now I'm going to look at just kind of throwing this ring. I'm going to pull it up a little bit and make kind of a taller pedestal foot. By just throwing that clay. You usually want there to be a relationship between the thickness of the lip and the thickness of the foot. All right, and I think I'm going to try to remove a little bit more of that clay with a nice rib here. So this rib is smooth. It's a little lumpy on the outside, so I want to even it up a little bit here. And I'm just going to hold this along the profile and remove that extra clay. And then I can smooth it up with my sponge. I want to be careful not to put the pot down on the foot just yet because it's still pretty soft. But now I think the foot is nice and has a nice relationship to the lip. So you could play with it if you wanted it to come out a little further. You know, you could push it outward a little bit so that it had kind of a flare at the base. All right, let's take it off and have a look at it. And I'll let it dry like this until it gets to be leather hard too. All right, so I got a little bit of clay stuck to my form, which I want to clean up right away. My clay was a little wet. Maybe some of that water got on there. And so this is a nice kind of cup with a big foot ring. All right, and then next I'm going to show you how to do handles on these different cups.